So when it comes to planning out your training cycles, this is how you can plan out your quarter so you have more of an overall focus for each quarter. So you're not just approaching the workouts like, what do I do in January? What do I do in February? You have a longer overarching theme for each one of your clients and for your training cycles. And this is going to be very important for your advanced clients because as you have new clients, you can do literally anything with them. They're going to get stronger. They're going to build a bunch of muscle. They're going to lose a bunch of fat. They become much more athletic all at once just because they haven't done anything and now they're training. As those clients start becoming more intermediate clients, you're going to have to shift the training a little bit so they keep progressing. And that's something I'll dive into very deeply when we get to that module. As your clients get more advanced from there, you're really going to have to focus on specific adaptations that we're looking to achieve. We can't just throw a bunch of crap at them and expect them to get better. We have to specifically target different things that we're looking to achieve. So for instance, for myself, this is pretty much how I program for myself now. For Q1, I have the explosive athletic phase where I still do a lot of heavy weights with low reps, but I'm sprinkling in a lot of jumping, throwing, those types of movements. And then since I've done 2 quarters of low reps, I've lost a bunch of conditioning. So I want to rebuild my conditioning and get my work capacity back up to where it was. And then from there, I'm going to start building my muscle size, getting my muscles larger, which is going to lead perfectly into top end strength, where now my larger muscles are going to learn how to become a lot stronger. And this cycle will just repeat itself over and over again. This is something I'm also going to dive into when we start talking about periodization. So if you don't completely understand this process, don't worry, we're going to go over it a few more times. But you don't necessarily have to program like I am here. Say you have a client or you have yourself that's mostly interested in just getting larger and building really big muscles. So instead of having just one hypertrophy block, you can have 3 hypertrophy blocks and then one top end strength block. Or likewise, I think this is a great idea for most clients. We're just dropping the athletic phase because most clients don't really need to become more athletic. They don't want to become more athletic. I mean, if they do a little bit, sure, it's not a big deal. But they're really focused on looking good for summer, looking good for vacation, right? So this is a really great way to program for this because we're leading into summer. We're doing a lot more work. It's a little bit more fat burning. They're getting a lot of work done. So it's just going to help them look good for summer. And then as it starts getting colder, we focus on building our muscles a little bit larger and getting them a little bit stronger. And then the cycle repeats itself again from there. And then likewise, maybe you don't want your clients to train below sixes, for instance, for whatever reason. Maybe they're a little bit older and you want to save a little wear and tear in the joints. Maybe you just don't think it's really worth it for most of your clients to start building top end strength. So you just focus on conditioning and building some muscle size. And you just repeat that over and over and over again. So there's a lot of different ways to program these training blocks. And it just depends on what you want for your clients and what they're looking for. And just one thing to note here too, you notice I have top end strength 1 to 5 here. This is something I'll program for myself. But maybe for your clients or yourself, you don't necessarily want to train people to have singles or doubles or even triples. So you can do something like a 3 to 5, 3 to 6, or even a 4 to 6. So you don't have to just do 1 to 5 for your clients. It really just going to depend on that person in front of you, what they're looking for, what you're trying to achieve for them. And again, you can have your overall training year planned out for your most advanced clients, and you don't really have to get super granular with your new and average clients and even some of your intermediate clients, but it's going to be very helpful for those advanced clients because again, we're targeting specific adaptations. But your average clients can still take advantage of this. You can have a little bit more jumping, a little bit more throwing for an explosive phase for your average clients. Even though they're doing sets of 8 to 12, they can still have a little bit more jumping, a little bit more throwing. And likewise for your average clients, you can have a little bit heavier. Instead of doing 8 to 12, you can do something like 8 to 10. So it is very adaptable. You don't necessarily have to dive into the details for most of your clients, but it is changeable for each person, and it allows you to get really granular with those advanced clients who do need those specific adaptations.